Should you buy the Sony a7 IV in 2025, or is the Sony a7 V coming and worth the wait? Let's find out. So I worked in a camera shop for quite a while and was often confronted with the question whether a customer should upgrade or not. Now that rumors are boiling high with the Sony a7 V, let's talk about what the camera might have and when you should upgrade from a Sony a7 IV or, as in my case, the Sony a7 III. What camera do you currently have and look to upgrade to? Let me know in the comments. Sony has registered a new camera in China. But why does that matter to us? It means that from here on out it usually takes 3 to 4 months until that camera comes out. But how do we know it's not another APS-C update? And why would it be in the A7 hybrid lineup? The registration contains the dual-band Wi-Fi support, meaning it won't be a cheap entry-level camera. Of course, it is also a bit speculation, but as the R lineup had a recent update and the S lineup was more or less replaced by the FX3 and FX30, the A9 and A1 had a very recent update, it means just the hybrid lineup is up missing. Sony Alpha Rumors has 2 scenarios in mind that the new camera could bring. One conservative and one bold. The conservative scenario would bring following updates to the Sony a7 V. First, let's talk about the sensor. Sony would keep the 33 megapixel full-frame XMOR-R CMOS sensor from the a7 IV. And to be honest, that's not a bad thing. The sensor delivers excellent dynamic range and low light performance. The processor would be upgraded to feature both the Bion's XR processor and the AI processing chip from the Sony a9 III. This means better computational photography and improved subject recognition and tracking. Speaking of tracking, the autofocus would get a significant boost in speed and accuracy thanks to improved AI-based detection. For photographers who need speed, the a7 V would offer up to 10 frames per second in both mechanical and electronic shutter mode when shooting compressed RAW or JPEG. The viewfinder would see a notable upgrade from 3.68 million dots to 5.76 million dots, making composition and review more detailed than ever. In terms of handling, Sony might borrow from the a9 III's design philosophy, giving us a more comfortable grip and smarter button layout. This would be particularly welcome for long shooting sessions. For videographers, the a7 V would maintain its strong 4K 60fps capabilities, complete with Sony's renowned color science and 10-bit 4:2 recording for flexible post-production. The bold scenario. In a more revolutionary approach, Sony might surprise us with some cutting-edge advancements. Let's talk about what that could mean. First up is the sensor. Sony could use their brand new IMX366AJK sensor. This is a 44 megapixel full-frame beast that's specifically designed for high-end consumer cameras. The jump from 33 to 44 megapixel would give photographers more room for cropping while maintaining detail. But resolution isn't everything. This sensor is capable of reading out at incredibly fast speeds. We're talking up to 26 frames per second in still image mode. However, Sony will likely limit this to around 20 frames per second in the a7 V to maintain clear product differentiation with their flagship models. Video creators, this is where things get really interesting. The sensor supports 8K video recording at 12-bit depth. This could mean the a7 V might offer 8K recording at 30 fps plus 4K at up to 120 frames per second. That would be a massive leap forward for hybrid shooters. The viewfinder would also see a significant upgrade to a 5.76 million dot OLED EVF. This means a clearer, more detailed view when composing your shots. Autofocus could see major improvements too. With Sony's latest AI processing chip, we could expect even better real-time tracking and eye detection for humans, animals and birds in both photo and video modes. Finally, let's talk about the body design. Sony might borrow some ergonomic improvements from the a9 III, giving us a more comfortable grip and smarter button layout. This would make the camera more pleasant to use during long shooting sessions. But when should you upgrade? I'm pretty sure that the new camera will lean heavier towards the conservative scenario and therefore make it quite a bit less attractive to upgrade coming from the Sony a7 IV. The benefits are not good enough to change, as you can see in the head-to-head comparison. The Sony a7 IV has the 33 megapixel full-frame Exmor-R CMOS sensor, the Bion's XR processor without the AI chip, and offers up to 10 frames per second mechanical and electronic shutter. Having a 3.68 million dot EVF and 4K 60 video recording with 10-bit 422. The expected Sony a7 V improvements in the conservative scenario means the same 33 megapixel sensor, slightly better processor and the AI processing chip, improved AI-based autofocus, the same 10 FPS shooting speed, an upgraded EVF with 5.6 million dots, better ergonomics, and probably the same 4K 60p video capabilities. Comparing to the conservative scenario, you can see that the only real improvements would be an improved AF and ergonomics. Otherwise, the cameras are rather similar. If you're coming from the a7 III, like I would, there are other things also coming into play. The Sony a7 III has a 24.2 megapixel full-frame sensor, has the old Bion's X processor, offers up to 10 FPS continuous shooting, has a 2.36 million dot EVF, offers 4K 30 with 8-bit color, and has a face detection AF with 693 points. Also, it offers the 5-axis in-body image stabilization. Looking at these specs, upgrading from the a7 III would give you a significant improvements in several areas. Higher resolution, better EVF resolution, improved video capabilities, more advanced autofocus system with AI subject recognition, better menu system and touch interface, and, important for me, the flip-out screen. For a7 III users, the upgrade to either the a7 IV or upcoming a7 V would represent a substantial improvement in both image quality and usability. The decision between waiting for the a7 V or getting the a7 IV now largely depends on your immediate needs and budget considerations. So what will I be doing? I will wait the first quarter of the year and then get the Sony a7 V should it come out. If that is not the case, then I will reconsider getting the Sony a7 IV or potentially into the A1 lineup. Let's see what the year brings, and I'll catch you in the next video.